Hey, what's up, everybody? This clip that we're about to watch, it's coming from a person when I first started off, when I was heavily in debt, and then I was listening to Dave Ramsey, and I would, turn on the Sunday morning or Saturday morning channel. Suzy Orman. Suzy Orman is somebody that, could be a controversial figure depending on if you broke or you have money. I mean, if you broke, you don't like her philosophy. If you have money, you understand why she's saying it. But we're gonna show this clip. And this is an OG for me. She was there when I first started out. So I give a lot of respect for what she said. But let's see if we agree with what she's saying today. Check out the video.
We can fool ourselves all we want between needs and want. We can play the psychological word game between the difference between a need and a want. But if you don't have an 8-month emergency fund, if you aren't fully funding your retirement account, if you have credit card debt, if you're behind on payments, if your student loan is in deferment or even in default, you better get serious with your life, and you know what a need is. You need to buy food at a grocery store for you to eat. You do not need to go to a restaurant. You need gasoline in your car, possibly to get to work. You don't need gasoline in your car to go skiing. So you can fool yourself all you want. But in the end, the only person that you are hurting is you. So if you don't have money, you should only buy needs. You have to buy needs because you need it. If you just give up your wants, you'd be amazed how your life turns around.
All right, Alex, you heard what she said. What you think?
It's absolutely true. Most people, they want to live a life of wants, and as we've seen before, and as you always mention, people will pay for their wants before paying for their needs. And that was a hard thing to grab. It was a hard concept to grasp, was actually seeing people where they're letting their phone bills be late, or anything that they can push off, their electricity, any monthly bill, in order to buy stuff that they still want, still go out to eat, still, like she said, using gas to drive somewhere that you don't have to be. In harder times, especially like now, is the most important time for people that aren't prepared to start preparing as much as they can right now, and seeing those different costs, cutting back on those monthly subscriptions, or being very detailed with how you're using your money. And as we see people that are like the point that she really mentioned, using gas to go somewhere you don't have to be. That even that, like, it comes down to that fine detail, like how that kind of reminds me of how I was explaining how my wife and I literally compare the weight of the contents in the package at the grocery store and then the price, like we're going down to the very, very detail. And people have to be very conscious of where their money is going, especially in times like this. If you don't have money, like she said, then you don't have money to buy wants. You just have money to buy needs, and people need to just focus on that until they can build their wealth.
And I got 5 things on that. All right, starting off, for most people that's in the lower middle class, and when we say broke or poor or whatever, it's anybody. I don't care how much you make, but if you make $100 an hour and you spend $120 an hour, you're broke. If you make $30,000 a year, but you spend $50,000 a year with $20,000 on a credit card, you're broke. And right now we're at the highest time in US history for credit card debt. So if you live in paycheck to paycheck, you're broke. And the methods that she's talking about, he can benefit majority of the United States, majority. I believe what she's saying is going, and Suzy Orman, for people that don't know, she's a person that's been trying to pull people from below the poverty line to above the poverty line, from the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle to live abundance her whole career. And that's who she's talking to. She's talking to the person who's struggling to figure out why they can't make it. She's talking to the people who go on vacations and then come back to red notices on their utility bills. And she's absolutely right. I used to be one of those people. I never got to the point where I would not pay my bills, but I was paycheck to paycheck Louis. I mean, I would, make $15, $20 an hour, and I would spend $25 an hour. So I understand where it's going from. And like I said, she's one of the OGs, the first people I used to listen to. And that's what got me out of the situation. I'm not gonna call Alex privileged. I'm not as smart as Alex, especially at that age. Um, to understand that, our upbringings was different, and what I should have been doing is what he's doing now at that age, but I wasn't. I was just following in the family legacy of, oh, if you broke, it's fine. We all broke together. Now I'm of the mindset. I'd rather be rich alone than broke with a group of people. But the how I started the journey and how a lot of people started the journey that, they have, multiple 6, 7, 8 figures in net worth is they started right here with the basics. This right here is the absolute basics that people need to start off. Once you start off and learn this concept of needs and wants, I hear people saying, oh, I need to get a pizza. No, it's a want. I need to go to the club. No, that's a want. And I think that's the biggest battle of what people think. They think, oh, I need a Mercedes. No, you can go get a Toyota Corolla with about 60,000 miles on there and you'll be fine just to get to and from work. To and from work is a need. To and from anywhere else but work is not a need. So that's just my viewpoints on the video. I like what you said. This is especially for people just starting out. This is a perfect example of what you need to do to get on the ladder to start aiming towards financial prosperity.
Absolutely. Especially people really need to be focused on those details. I hear people say they want to switch their finances around, they want to better themselves. I was actually speaking with someone that didn't have a car, and they want to basically change their life, go from broke to now be this like financially in order person. And their first thought was, okay, I need a car, let me go finance one. I was like, no, like, because they had gotten into an accident, the car got totaled, they're getting a settlement check for $11,000. Use that money, buy a car for less than the price cash, so you don't have a car payment, regardless if it's an older car. People have to understand, if you don't have money, you don't have money. And I think people have a hard time of realizing and telling themselves that they're broke and just accept it, so that they can then dissect all the issues that need to be fixed in their life and then focus on those points. Stop going out to eat if you're stop going out to eat if you're having issues with money. Go just to the grocery store. Going out to eat can cost one person $1,200 a month in food if you're eating 3 times a day every single day. And a grocery store, if it's just you, could be $200-300 for the month. I mean, there's a lot of expenses that can be cut, and people need to focus on that. But with all that being said, do you have anything else, or is that it?
No, that's it. Yeah, Alex, I think you explained why you cheat to the fullest.
All right, guys. With all that being said, hit the like button, subscribe, share, and we'll see you guys in the next video.